Hey everyone, welcome to the REDX Podcast. My name is Andrew, and today we have an amazing guest joining us. It's actually his first time on the podcast. His name is Noel Pulanco, and he is a seasoned real estate professional from the Phoenix, Arizona area. He's got over 17 years of real estate experience, both as a realtor and as a property manager, managing over 200 properties. So a lot of really interesting perspectives from Noel coming your way. And what's really cool about him is he's built a really strong social media presence organically using video. So we're going to talk about how he grew his business, how he used video to do that, some of the strategies he used to increase his Google presence organically. That's right, without using paid ads, which is really impressive. And we discuss how to create videos with a purpose, catering that content to your audience's needs and interests. And we dive into kind of a multi-platform strategy to distribute that video content across platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, engaging those viewers in the comments without being too salesy. And most important of all, he shares how to be authentic in your videos and how some of those more natural videos resonate with your audience a little bit better. So a lot of great stuff coming your way. I don't want to spoil too much of it too soon. But real quick, before we start the show, I just wanted to share an amazing resource that we've just put together for all of you prospecting agents out there. It's our Ultimate Script e-guide with free prospecting scripts for all of REDX's lead types. You may have seen our new script ebooks on some of our product pages. Well, we've combined those, and I'll throw it up on screen here. We've combined all of those into one big Ultimate Script e-guide. So you'll get those scripts for every lead type. We've got objection handlers in there for expireds, for sell by owners, geo leads, for rent by owner leads, pre-foreclosure leads, all of those scripts and objection handlers in one place, in one giant ebook here. It's your way to have better conversations and set more appointments with your prospecting leads. So you can find this Ultimate Script e-guide at redx.bz/scripts. I'll throw it up on screen there. Again, that's redx.bz/scripts. So download those scripts and objection handlers and start improving those prospecting calls today. It's an amazing resources. So that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the REDX Podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm super excited to be here today. We've got a great guest. We're going to be talking about some great stuff. So I'd like to welcome Noel. Noel, how you doing, man?
I'm awesome. I am awesome.
Awesome. I love to hear it. Today, we're going to be talking about a very relevant and important thing that all agents should be doing. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but that is video, particularly how video pertains to social media. Who should you be targeting? What should you be posting? Where should you be posting? What should your videos be about? What do you say on those videos, right? All the important stuff that goes into video, because video is king. I'm going to let Noel get into that in more detail in just a second. So I won't spoil anything too early here. But before we dive in, I just want to welcome our audience. Tell them, hey, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're listening to the audio after this goes live, wherever you're at, please like and subscribe. Please chime in. Please leave comments, and catch us every week at Thursday, 1:30 Mountain Time. So, Noel, let's dive right into it. Video, social media. Where do you want to start? Where do you think agents should start with this?
Before we go into social media, so I've been a realtor 17 years. I'm also a property manager here in Phoenix. We manage about 200 doors.
Wow.
The two things that have drastically changed our business in the last 10 years are video content and reviews. So if you're a single realtor out there, kind of independent contractor operating on your own, you should have your own website, a place that people can go straight to you, and videos will absolutely help you with your Google ranking. Being able to find you in a mix of, for instance, in my business, property managers in Phoenix, there's only like 23,000 of us registered. When we ditched partners about 10 years ago and we're jumping back in with a brand new name and brand new company. We really jumped into the video to help us get those natural clicks to start happening, help us move up in the rankings on Google so that we could get eventually to the first page without having to pay for ad for click campaigns, okay, or click campaigns.
That's incredible. So sorry, just so I understand, video helped your SEO and helped your rankings online so that you didn't have to pay for sponsored Google ads, for paid ad campaigns, all that stuff, right?
Thank you for noticing that I don't know all the tech and nerd language for that. Yeah,
no, that's all right.
Ranking. I know that stuff, but yeah, it was escaping me. So
no, it's all right. That's incredible that you just leverage video, which is free for everyone, right? YouTube, I assume, is how you primarily did it, right?
Yeah. So everything we posted goes to YouTube first because YouTube talks to Google,
right?
And Google likes content and it likes to pull content from YouTube. So yeah, everything we do goes to YouTube first, and then we started this 10 years ago. So now there's all these platforms that we take those thumbnails and post to everywhere.
Right. Wow, that's really cool. And just on that same note, where you're talking about Google talking to YouTube because they own YouTube, we've used a similar strategy in email because we've heard that, especially where most people use Gmail, right, linking to YouTube videos, Google Docs, that kind of things can also help your email deliverability, also help your SEO, your Google rankings, all that kind of stuff. So that's incredible. I love that strategy.
Yeah. What I first started talking about, and then this has really blown up. So people that are younger than me now, they really know how to use their Instagram, their Snapchat. Old guys like me are still on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? But now we're on Rumble too. So we try to use all of the platforms. Okay. But realtors I see that are younger than me that are just, on their own, working under a big brokerage, whatever the case is, they're really able to attract and hit their audience on very specific topics that really address what their age sphere or what their client sphere is really talking about. So when I started again, I went into the basics of property management. What does a property manager do? What should you do if you've got a pool? When's the right time to paint your house? Those kind of basic educational type things. And then I do a lot of this on sales too. So, I'm also a realtor, so I do sales. I want investors to find me and use me when they want to buy properties. So I do videos that specifically target that audience and say, what is a good investment? Why is it a good investment? Why should you not buy backing a street or a liquor store? What's the difference in a two-story versus a single story? How's that going to affect your long-term rent? So very specific targeted videos to try to reach who I'm trying to reach when I want to reach them. I've seen that the young people are really good at like hitting specific neighborhoods or talking about, what they like in this area. And really, I think for the younger realtors, what's really important is educating people on the basics of a transaction, what that flow of a transaction looks like. I know when I first got into this, I didn't know how mortgages worked that well. Before I did my first deal, why are we scheduling inspection? How long does it take? All of those things are great topics that you can really stretch into a bunch of video content if you do it smartly. So just taking, let's just say one thing, that the home inspection, I can easily turn a 5-minute video into 5 1-minute videos or 3 1.5-minute videos by talking about one topic for 5 minutes. So when I talk to people about video, I say, set up 4 or 5 topics, sit down, shoot them all, and now you can break them up depending on what platform you want to be on. Do you want a 30-second spot? Do you want a 1 minute? Do you want a 2 minute? And you can talk about one topic, shoot for 5 minutes, and you've got a week or maybe 2 weeks worth of content right there out of one shoot.
Absolutely. So, and one thing I want to kind of touch on here is you talked about these educational videos, you get really targeted, younger agents targeting younger home buyers with things that are important to them, loan process. So how do you just let it, the algorithm on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, wherever you're posting, do you let the algorithm cater to the target audience, the age groups, or do you specify who the video is for? Do you have any way to make sure that video actually gets in front of them, or does the platform take care of that?
Well, just a minor spot of self-promotion. I also own a virtual assistants company. So we hire and recruit virtual assistants for other companies. My virtual assistant is a social media guru. So he edits all of my videos. He does the hashtags. He does the titles. He, zooms them up by, say, adding, flavor music, edits, karate sounds, whatever we're doing.
Right.
But he's the one that really does the hashtags and all that stuff. So again, I'm only 47, but people the younger than me that are better at that naturally, they already know kind of how to do that, are great. But if you don't know how to do that, you should educate yourself or find somebody that knows how to make sure you're getting into that algorithm, whether it's hashtags, whether it's titling your video a certain thing, whatever it is. Right. So when I'm shooting a video, again, if I'm doing one topic, let's say I want to say investors in the $400,000 range, that's going to, somewhere in there is going to be my title so that people are scrolling through. I want that to attract them. But using the hashtags, playing with the algorithms, all of that stuff is over my head, but I've got somebody that does it for me.
But you don't actually pay to target specific lists or do paid ads or any of that kind of stuff with your videos?
We're going to start doing some paid ads for my virtual assistant stuff just on LinkedIn. But it's been a long time since we did paid ads. So I'm not saying that that's not the way to go, especially it kind of depends on where you're at in your career path. Are you just starting out? Are you trying to get a presence? Are you trying to kind of splatter the field a little bit? If you've got it in the budget, paid ads might be great. But let's see how big your audience is. To get it bigger, you might have to pay for some ads. And you can do it pretty affordably, especially if you don't have to pay for big production on videos, right? Right. So I'll shoot from my office right here. I'll go shoot when I'm walking the dogs. I might stop and shoot some out by the park or by the fountain. I'll shoot some in my backyard. I've shot videos while I was getting my tires done at Discount Tire because I had a real good customer service interaction. So I stepped out to the parking lot and did 5 quick videos on why customer service matters. And then I've done a bunch of stuff for my property manager at real estate, specifically targeting neighborhoods. So saying, I like this neighborhood in Phoenix because of X, Y, and Z. And I'll talk about the neighborhood. Then I'll go have lunch at a popular place there and talk about how cool the place was. And now, just talking about one neighborhood, I've just created 3 or 4 videos by standing on a corner, shooting in front of a restaurant, and maybe a picture of the school or the neighborhood, whatever it is. So It's really easy to kind of figure out what you want to talk about. What I think people have a hard time doing is sitting down and knocking it out. I say, don't overcomplicate it. Say, I want to go shoot a couple of videos talking about Chandler. Well, you could do 10 videos talking about the neighborhood of Chandler in Phoenix. Just have a plan, shoot in a couple of different spots, pick a cool restaurant or bar and talk about it.
That's awesome. And it almost sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it almost sounds like you said, a lot of agents, overthink, they stress about planning. They may not even have the time to plan and go shoot these videos, but it sounds like it doesn't have to be that complicated. It sounds like out in your day-to-day life, real estate agents are busy. They're running to do open houses. They're taking clients to lunch. They're going door knocking. They're doing all these things. It sounds like you can just fit shooting those videos straight into your current schedule, right? While you're out and about, while you're on your feet, while you're on the road, just stop and film for 2 to 5 minutes. And it's that easy. You don't have to overplan. You don't have to go out of your way, nothing too fancy, just while you're doing your regular day-to-day. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I see realtors all the time doing a quick video with they're not even talking. They're just out showing homes and do a quick video of the house they're at. Or if you're waiting for your client to show up, has anybody ever had a client late? Yeah. Stand there, open the door, do a quick selfie video while you're walking through. Hey, I'm getting ready to show this cool house. This is the neighborhood, the price point. I would love to help you when you're ready, whatever your pitch is. But I think a lot of times you don't even have to say, when you're ready to buy, call me. That can be in the hashtags. That can be in your signature on your video. But just showing that you're constantly active doing it, it's super easy. You're getting gas. You can, while you're filling up the tank, you can say, I'm on the way to show some houses in this neighborhood. Here's something that went crazy on an offer I wrote yesterday. or here's something I'm seeing. We might be making an offer today, and here's what I'm hoping we can get out of it. Or here's something funky that came up in inspection that surprised me I've never seen before. People like to see interesting stuff, and they don't have to be long. They don't have to be, I don't know. I really like shooting casual. A lot of people really want to be focused, scripted, all of that stuff. It's really, your style and how you want to do it. If I'm putting something on my website that's going to be there for 6 months, I'll shoot with my green screen, kind of script it and practice it a little bit. But most of the stuff I do is off the cuff. I'm out and about, and I need content. So I shoot something, and it's very easy for me to talk. It's not so easy for others. So just practice at it and pick what you like the best. Don't be afraid to run and gun. I think it's okay to mess up. I think if you fumble or stutter or accidentally cuss, whatever it is, people want to see that you're real. But some of my mortgage lenders, they like to sit down and very focused, scripted. I want it to be precise. I kind of go the other way, but it's really up to, whatever your personal, choice is. I just think if you're constantly posting to social, I think the casual stuff might be a little bit easier. But I see a lot of realtors are real good at, like I said, shooting an amazing backyard and a pool and saying, Arizona sunsets, why aren't you buying here? Simple stuff. Like you said, if you're out running and gunning already, take 2 minutes and shoot a quick video.
Absolutely. And I think that in a big way adds to the authenticity of the video, right?
Yeah.
I think that more and more, it's fine if people want to do the heavily scripted, heavily produced stuff, but I think more and more people are gravitating towards, even in marketing, there's been times I know I'm being marketed to, I know I'm, someone's trying to sell me something,
Sure.
But I sit there and I watch the whole video because it is also entertaining. It is also authentic. And I think that goes a long way, right? Like you said, with the stutters and the mistakes and the that stuff is fun and engaging for some people, makes you feel like a real person, not someone who's just trying to sell you something, right? And that's an age-old problem with real estate agents is sales breath, right? And authenticity can help counter that.
And that's for me. I'm not a pushy salesman. I'm a get to know me. Hopefully you like me, and then you'll trust my expertise by hearing what I'm talking about. Salesperson, but everybody's different, right? I don't think you need to say, use me, use me, use me, contact me, contact me, contact me. Show them what you're doing. Let them learn your personality. Let them see that you're a real person. Let them hear your expertise as you're talking through whatever the situation is, whatever your topic is. I think you get a lot more views and a lot more people staying to watch you once they get to know you and like you, and not just say, all right, this, I don't want to see another liberty commercial right now. I want to hear what's going on in this neighborhood. I just found monkeys in a house 2 weeks ago, first time ever in 17 years. And I did a video about it because it was just like interesting. And I had to post a notice. We saw them. I went right out front and shot a video saying, hey, this is a first, because I know that's probably going to get more attention than me saying, hey, rents are coming down a little bit, blah, blah, blah. So you got to talk about that. What is the rental market doing? But if you got something funny or something interesting or something catchy, talk about it. And then that can be one video or one part of a 3-video topic.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Brand Builder. In the competitive and fast-paced world of real estate, your online presence is your most powerful tool. And as a busy real estate agent, you probably know you need to spend more time growing your business on social media. But if you're like most people, you don't have the time or know-how to become a social media expert. With 68% of sellers choosing their real estate agent based on reputation alone, you can't afford to not post engaging videos on a regular basis. Which is why I want to tell you about Brand Builder from REDX. Brand Builder is a tool that provides custom social media video editing and management for real estate agents and teams looking to grow their online presence. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok, you can capture your audience where they're already paying attention. With AI-generated scripts, teleprompter support, and quick turnaround times, it's never been easier to start attracting business from social media. You can choose from our flexible packages, including social video edits, starting at $267 per month, or go unlimited for your comprehensive content needs. And with our social media management add-on, your online engagement will skyrocket, leaving you to do what you do best, closing deals. Don't let social media be an afterthought. Schedule your free demo at redx.com/brandbuilder and start building a brand that attracts transaction-ready homeowners today. So you touched on a few different topics, video topics, things you can, include in your videos, niches. It sounds like your niche is kind of in the property management rental space.
Yeah, and
more or less, right?
So I mostly work with investors who are looking to buy rentals. Yeah.
Okay. So if anyone's looking for example videos of you doing some of those, where can they find you? Where should they go to check that out?
Google, put my name into YouTube or HomeQuick, our property management company. It's got to be a couple of hundred videos out there.
Awesome. So go find those videos, look at those examples, learn from those, replicate them, right? Maybe mimic them in your own market, especially if you're in that rental space. But you talked about educational videos, talking people through the loan process, inspections, appraisal, that kind of stuff. What are some other topics or types of videos that you think agents, especially newer agents or agents who are trying to ramp up their social media presence, can create to build some of this organic growth on social media through video?
So I think that you want to always show off your expertise without sounding like you're showing off your expertise. So whether you're training them on how much do you need for a down payment, what does the whole sales process look like? What's involved with title? Why do we get an inspection? How long does it take to close a sale? What should I be asking for when I'm buying a house? Concessions, interest rates is a real big topic right now. Why not talk about them? What do you think is going to happen? You can get specific and say, if you're buying a $500,000 house with this much down, here's what the payment looks like. And you could put a little graphic on your video, right? Graphics help. So you could be educational without just saying, you could be conversational and educational as well. Again, and know your market. If you're a my age type realtor, I want to talk to people kind of my age. I don't want to try to act like I'm, a 20-something and try to be cool looking for them. Look, I would love if I could catch a slip and fall behind me while I'm shooting a video and something that goes viral. But I'm going to target more my audience and talk about things that I think my audience is concerned with. I'm not going to talk about, hey, there's this cool club I was at in Phoenix, and by the way, there's some cool condos and townhomes downtown by this club. I'm going to talk about this neighborhood and this family homes and what I think is a good rental in this neighborhood. So it's really kind of knowing your market and who you're targeting. I think if you're a realtor, you should kind of target everybody. I'm specifically wanting a more target investor so that I can sell them an investment home and then manage the house. So that's what I spend more of my topics on: how to maintain that rental, what's a good purchase for an investment, those types of things. If I want to work with newlyweds and first-time home buyers, that's what I'm going to focus on. What's affordable for your first house? How long are you going to live there? What is the average that people own a house for? Is it 5 years? Is it 3? Is it 10? Right. What are your long-term goals? All of those kind of things are easy topics. But again, it's like, who are you chasing? What do you want? And don't be afraid to test the waters a little bit. The more content you do, the more you'll move up and the more attraction you'll get, right?
Right. And it sounds like the more content you do, the more you'll be able to discover who you want to target and who, what niche you speak to best or what audience resonates with your content. I love that. So we've talked a lot about what type of content to create, how to create it effectively, how to splice it up, how to distribute it. Let's get into where. I mean, you're big on YouTube. You said you're big on Facebook and stuff like that. But where should agents post, and how can they connect that to their personal website, maybe to reviews, some other ways that, again, is organic marketing, but that, will pay off huge for just building your reputation.
I've talked to a couple of 20-something realtors that are crushing it. And this one kid, he said all he does is Instagram. That's it. All he does. He's not on Facebook. He's like, yeah, my mom's on Facebook. I'm not doing that, right? If his mom's friend wants to buy a house, mom will tell her, that Ralphie's doing real estate, come use him.
Right.
But he does all of his stuff on Instagram. That's it. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, Instagram, YouTube, all of those, because we want a wide spread. But where is your audience at? again, some of these newer apps, they're not my target audience, and they're just not, I'm just not familiar with them. So I have a professional that puts them in those places. So my daughter says she saw me on TikTok, but I've never been on TikTok, right? There's a lot of people that do business just on Instagram and just on TikTok. If that's who you're chasing, go to where they're looking. If you're my age, you should be on Facebook, because, you know, us Gen Xers are still on Facebook, right? So I know that people my age are going to look. They're starting to have grandkids, some of them, which is crazy. But maybe that's what you're talking about. My daughter's buying her first house. My daughter's personally 16 and my son's 23. But pretty soon I'm going to be talking about my son buying his first house. So that'll be some topics. But again, my marketplace is I kind of target my age group. And for me personally, investors are more likely to be closer to my age group. So that's where I focus. But I say focus on who do you want to attract? Go to where they're looking. You know where they're looking. And if you don't, test them all and see what works. If you get 0 views on one platform and 100 on another, you know, that's pretty easy feedback on where you should be. I still say post to all of them, because, you know, once you shoot a video, that's the hard part. Posting them is the easy part, right? So I say spread them out, but maybe your Instagram videos look different than what you're posting on LinkedIn. Maybe, you know, a lot of people use LinkedIn just to look for jobs, but they don't realize that it's a very corporate networking site as well.
Right.
So do you have a LinkedIn profile? Should you? And if you're doing videos, why isn't every single one of them there? You never know where someone's going to find you. But again, your videos for TikTok and Instagram might be different than your Facebook posts. So what do you want to do? How do you want to look on those specific platforms? And, you know, if you're new to this, just get out there and try it and see what works, see what gets engagement, and then you can tailor it from there. Well, one last thought on that. Some of my female associates and people that I know in the business, they're the hardest ones to get started because they don't like what they look like on video. I hate what I look like on video. Before we were able to do a thumbnail, I mean, YouTube pauses me in the worst, I call it pause face. They pause the video on the worst possible look that you could have, right? Well, I got over that after like my 30th video. I'm like, this is just what they're doing. They're pranking me, but just get out there. Some of my videos have a couple hundred views, you know, so you want to get those ones that get a couple of thousand views, but you can't get those views until you get out and shoot. So those ladies out there, or those older, more mature ladies will say, don't be afraid. This is what you look like. You look in the mirror, you look great. Get on video and shoot it. Can't worry about, is my makeup perfect? Can't worry about, is the sun hit me right? Shoot the video, get out there, let people get to know you and hear that you're an expert.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And you mentioned before, you talked a little bit about reviews. I think a lot of reviews kind of gravitate towards the comments and the DMs. Like, do you use the comments or the direct messages in the DMs or messaging platforms on any of these to generate leads and start conversations with people? How do you use reviews? How do you leverage messaging and maybe the comments for, you know, to interact with these people?
So most people aren't going to leave you negative comments when you're doing this type of video promotion, right?
Good.
It's not like you're going to get a bunch of people dragging you or trolling you because you did a video about a certain neighborhood. Right. So most of those comments are going to be people that either want to engage or helping promote you. If you've got a bunch of friends on Instagram that like and share your comments or your videos, that's great. Make sure you do the same for them. But if anybody, I mean, you'll know if somebody just randomly is saying, hey, cool video, that might be somebody that, hey, thanks for commenting. Let me know if I can ever help you. It's going to be up to you personally how aggressive you want to be on chasing that, whether it's a lead or not. But just engaging. If somebody comments, thank them. Comment back. Make sure you're liking them back. Make sure you're following them, whatever the case is. Every time they watch your video, if it comes up on their feed, now you're multiplying your publication and your reach and your span, right? So again, a lot of the people younger than me will be better at this than I am, as far as explaining how that works. But man, a comment is good. A comment means engagement. So comment back and re-engage, answer a question. I wouldn't just, if somebody comments, don't just hit the like button, make a comment, thank you. Or respond to what they said. That every time you do that, the algorithm picks up that people are engaging in this post, no matter what platform it is. The more people watching, viewing, sharing, and commenting just really builds that up. So make sure you comment back.
I love that. I love that. Well, Noel, we're running a little bit short on time here. So I want to give you just one last opportunity to wrap up your thoughts, give us give our audience any final advice, any final strategies, tactics, suggestions that you have.
My biggest thing is just don't be afraid to get out there and do it. You're going to screw it up. That's okay. If you absolutely hate the video, delete it and do it again. Yeah. But write down 5 topics, do 2 to 3 videos per topic. If you shoot 5 topics and you take an hour to do it, you just gave yourself a month worth of content, right? So don't be afraid. Just sit down and do it. Once you bang out your first couple 5-10 videos, you'll be a pro. And people can't find you if they can't see you. So make sure they can see you.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an amazing interview. We've, shared and discussed some great tactics for social media, for video. I hope that our audience will go and actually take this and implement it, right? Me and you, we're on video right now. I know I'm going to take this podcast, clip it up, share it on REDX's social media. It's going to be great. So please, everyone, take Noel's advice. Don't be afraid to get on video. Don't be afraid to get on camera. Go share it, because that is not only the future, but the present, right? If you don't have a video presence, if you're not on social media, you are losing business.
You're invisible.
Yeah, absolutely. You're invisible. And it's the most important thing that you can do for your business right now. So please get on social media, re-listen to this podcast, check out some of our other ones on social media strategies and tactics. And Noel, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have you back. And please go check out Noel on his on YouTube, on Facebook, your social media, and he'll be a great resource to get ideas for some of your own videos. So, thanks,
Andrew. I always like when somebody else puts me on camera besides me putting myself on. So.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to help you out there anytime. To everyone who joined us live or listened, thank you again. Please join us every Thursday at 1:30 Mountain Time, and we will see you next week. See you.